Hello and welcome to week one of the NFL season 2025 and 26. And it is Thursday, September 4th. We're just going to go over the September 4th game today. And as you can see, the odds are on the screen, the opening odds that is. And we're going to go over the odds and analyze them. Now, a lot has changed throughout the course of August with these odds in terms of basically its growth in their respective directions. And we're going to go over that in a moment. Spread and totals as well. We have the opening odds for that. It started at 46.5. Now it's 47.5. Now, mind you this is the first game of the season. And notice how it starts with a total of 47.5 points total. 47.5 is the Masonic compass, the degrees in the Masonic compass. Just a little knowledge for you. The G in the Masonic compass, look at the compass, it is at 47.5 degrees. The spread is started at 7, let me tell you about the spread real quick. Started at 7, as you can see right here, opening odds 7, and these odds were released in early August, by the way. Then went to 6.5, then went to back to 7, then 7.5, then 8. Now it is at 8.5. And we are going to go over this in a moment. Let me scroll down on that. And 8.5 right here. But let's get going with the decode real quick. Let me increase this. Let's scroll up. All right. So this is the 106th NFL season. Week 1 for this season, Dallas versus Philadelphia. We're just going to go over the Thursday, September 4th game. Opening money line plus 250. Opening money line minus 312. Current money line for Dallas is at. Now, let me go over these numbers. These numbers have just been reduced. Separate the integers, add them together. 2 plus 50 is 52. 25 plus 0 is 25. 2 plus 5 plus 0 equals 7. And that's how we get these numbers here. As you can see, Philadelphia is opened at minus 312. We only do the opening odds because they're the most telling, and they're they give the most indicators on who, basically how this game is going to go and who's going to win this game. Now, let me let you know on the Patreon, going a little off topic, but on the Patreon, we're going to go over the conference champions, the quarter by quarter, and props, that is, player props, and of course the standard online odds. But yeah, let's get back to it. Currently, Dallas is at plus 340. I can show you right here, plus 340, minus 430 for the Eagles. Massive favorites are the Eagles. Obviously, they just won the Super Bowl. Dallas is starting a new era with a new head coach. 8.5 points, minus 115 cost for the Cowboys and the Eagles. Cowboys are a dog. Minus 115 cost for the Cowboys, minus 105 for the Eagles. Over unders at 47.5, minus 115 over, minus 105 under. That 47.5, remember, that is a significant number. Just remember that. All right, opening on the spread. Dallas was at 7 points as an underdog at minus 110 cost. Eagles were at 7-point favorites at minus 110 cost. 8.5 point underdogs currently are the Cowboys at minus 115 cost, 8.5. By the way, the spread has been continuously increasing since the odds have been introduced. But it was late July, early August when these odds got introduced. And it has been increasing in all directions. Even for the current, as you can see, the opening money line minus 312 is up to minus 430 for the Eagles. Opening money line for the Cowboys plus 250, plus 340 now for the Cowboys. Massive underdogs. Now, this is what you need to look out for. And of course, it started at 46.5 points. 47.5 now, like the Masonic compass. This is what you need to look out for. Let me scroll down a bit. Hold on. Now, I'm not going to go over this too much. I'm going to have that in the description of this video. But Watch out for the sharps in this game. Sharps are the bettors who bet heavily and they bet late. Normally, either they bet very early, normally they bet very late because they analyze, they go off market analytics and things like that. Now, expected value opening for Dallas, 27% right here for Dallas, and 73% opening. That is based off the plus 250 and minus 312. Those are the opening odds for the Cowboys and the Eagles respectively. That gives the Cowboys a negative $5.50 expected value. That gives the Eagles a negative $3.60 expected value. Now, currently, based off the plus 340 for the Cowboys and minus 430 for the Eagles, 22% win percentage for the Cowboys and 78% win percentage for the Eagles. Expected value minus 320 for the Cowboys, minus 386 for the Eagles. So, notice how the Cowboys significantly dropped in value, expected value, when they went up in value in the positive direction, which means more value to the bettors if the Cowboys were to win this game. Minus 430, they're increasing these odds for a reason. But be careful in this game. People want to look at the ML. That's great. But be careful in this game on the spread. The way they're increasing that from 7 to 6.5 all the way up to 8.5. That went from under a touchdown, basically to a touchdown, to over a touchdown difference in this game. And this happened literally over the course of a month or so. So, looking at that, let me scroll down. Let me go back up here. All right. Spread percentage of bets. Well, I could show you on here. The rest will be in the description. All right. 6% betting going with Dallas. 94% going with the Eagles. 5% of the money going with Dallas. 95% of the money going with Dallas. Betting to money on the money line, that is. Spread looks like this: 39% in favor of Dallas, 34% of the money in favor of Dallas. Now, I stopped talking about the sharps to get to this point. 61% in favor of the Eagles, 66% in favor of the Eagles on the betting and the money respectively. Total looks like this: over under 47.5, minus 110 even cost. 19%. Well, let me verify. Okay, open at minus 110 even, minus 115 over, minus 105 under. That is also the same on other sports books as well. 19% of the betting in favor of the over 26% of the money. 81% of the betting in favor of the under, 74% of the money in favor of the under. Now, with this being said, notice this, the 66% and the 61% on the spreads. This is where it can get tricky on who is going to win this game. 34% of the money and 39% of the money. When the sharps go in, the question is, are they going to bet heavier on the Eagles spread or the Cowboys spread? This is 6% right here and 5% of the money on the money line. When the sharps go in, they're definitely going to put money on the Cowboys. I'm going to tell you that now. They are going to put money on the Cowboys. Why you see this 94 and 95%, those are the casual bettors, we'll put it that way. 94 and 95%, they're betting heavier on the Super Bowl champions. Eagles at home. Cowboys got a new coach. 6% of the betting, 5% of the money. That will change significantly. Do not be surprised if this 6% turns into 36%, or this 5% turns into 35% by the time kickoff happens. Mark my words, there is a time when you need to analyze this, the spread in connection with the money line, because the spreads are usually, the spreads are where you make your money, basically. Especially when you have favorites like this, minus 410 on DraftKings. It's really minus 430 on the FanDuel. But those are other sports books. I think other Bet365 and all those Bet Now, they all have definitely over 415, 420 ish. Some a little higher. But look out for when the sharps go in. I recommend betting late if you bet late. And if you choose to do so, keep in mind of where this odds, if this 39% goes up to 50%, same thing with this 34%, along with this 5% here turns into 35, 36% turns into 36%. Look out for the Eagles potentially on the ML. Potentially on the ML. If you see these numbers stay the same, that's when you need to consider going with the dog in this game across the board. But where it gets tricky, if this turns into over 50, around 50 I should say, or this turns into around 50 on the spread for the Cowboys, look to go in the other direction. Because then that's when the heavy bettors are putting heavier money into the Cowboys over the Eagles. And that's when you need to consider going with the Cowboys across the board. Only in that instance. Only in that instance. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Pray every day. I've been Scott. You guys take care. Join the Patreon. Link is in the description. We'll be having picks and analysis all season long, as well as props, all sports, as well as getting back into stocks and sports betting. Stocks and crypto, I should say, and meme coins, things like that. But yeah, we'll be doing that all year long. We'll be updating a lot. Been working behind the scenes, updating a lot on the videos, and you'll see that soon. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys take